Hello everyone, it's Kai here today, and this is my first official video on the Schizotypal Project channel. While this channel going forward is going to be pretty much entirely schizotypal related content in the next few months, I did just want to take one video to talk a little bit on my background and where I come from, as well as my future goals for myself and the channel. As far as the channel goes, real quick, you're going to see a lot of probably content that you wished you would have seen when you were first diagnosed. First-hand experiences on the DSM-5 traits, maybe even like secondary traits and topics relevant on schizotypal. Also commonly asked questions, which there are so many I think that people tend to be interested in, as well as finally myself. I have my own goals. I am an individual and I'm quite ambitious. And despite the challenges of schizotypal, I wanted to show my journey and prove that maybe you can do it too, and way better than me. But yeah, a little bit on myself. First off, my name is Kai. I'm in my 20s. I identify as female. And about 6 months ago, in 2024, I was officially diagnosed with schizotypal personality disorder. At the time, it came as a shock and was extremely unexpected to me. But as I've learned more and more about this disorder, I found that the diagnosis is completely accurate and definitely had been increasing in severity from as early as childhood, probably especially around age 13, the more inner world stuff started to unfold, and definitely in my early 20s it became very apparent it was getting more severe. Now, up until now, I've faced many challenges in my life, haven't we all, right? But especially due to what I now learned was the schizotypal experience. I noticed that I wasn't making the same milestones as my peers for a really long time now. I'd failed classes in high school. I'm way behind in college. I should have graduated years ago and I'm still in it. And yeah, a big part of my motivation comes from being the underdog. And that's kind of why I have this channel, is to prove that even though you're behind in life, even though we have these challenges, schizotypal or not, you can be whatever you want to be still. It's never too late. And if you want to reach some ambitious goal, then you can, no matter where you start. Even if you're from the lowest of the low, like I am right now. I found in the last 2 years I was really starting to make progress in my ambitions, mainly in mindset. Maybe not actual, like, tangible progress, but definitely kind of accepting that, my position and my mindset. But as soon as I was diagnosed, that completely reframed everything. Those feelings that everyone was against me, and why I felt that it was my responsibility to inspire the world, that all made sense. And nowadays, I think I've shifted more into schizotypal topics because I have a little bit of a vested interest and a little bit of a bias on that. But I think that there's a severe and noticeable lack of representation for schizotypals. And I'm hoping through this channel, by sharing my experiences, maybe we can increase that representation, and maybe people much more knowledgeable than me, and with even more different and unique experiences can also, share their perspectives as well, because I think only we schizotypals right now can really make strides in representation and really learning about this disorder. We have little knowledge, to be frank, on the human brain in general, let alone this really niche and unknown disorder. And I think only we, even in little ways, like I said in the other video, commenting on a post, even though you have paranoia and you're afraid that it's going to be used against you, like doing little things like that all help. And while you're not obligated to do that, I think those are the little steps that any of us can take. You don't have to make a YouTube channel. Just little stuff like that does matter and makes a big difference. So, yeah. So finally, why the channel? Why Schizotypal Project? Like I said already, I think bringing representation to schizotypals, and especially first-hand experiences, which are really lacking. We see a lot of professional videos really made for clinicians and people interested in the space, but we don't really see layman stuff. I don't come from a psychology background. A lot of the literature is really hard to read for me. I'm not that bright either. I'm pretty average. So I wanted to make videos not only showing experiences which are lacking in the literature, because they're usually not written by schizotypals, they're written by professionals, but also kind of explained for people who are newly diagnosed or maybe aren't even diagnosed yet, and maybe they find out by watching one of my videos that maybe they do have this thing and they ask that question. By providing my average normie kind of perspective on these different things, maybe we can learn a little bit more about it, and also how we all different, because even though we have these traits that really connect us, right, we're all so unique. We are so very different in our interests and our experiences as well. So being able to compare and contrast by putting my perspective out there, I think would help a little bit. So yeah, in short, I really do think that only we schizotypals and people allied, I guess, can push our kind forward, whether it be being more open on social media, sharing our experiences, doing research. A lot of the diagnosed schizotypals are the ones putting out really good resources, not only on the Reddit, but elsewhere on the internet. By doing all these little things, we can truly help our kind and hopefully learn a little bit more about our disorder and ourselves in the process. Now, this channel, I know I've been talking mainly about schizotypal, is not just about schizotypal content. That'll be definitely the beginning, but I think more importantly showing that this disorder is a challenge. That goes without saying. It is very challenging, almost impossible, to be a normal member of society. I do think it's still possible, though, and while it doesn't have to be your goal, and it's not necessarily the right pathway for everyone, I think that there are many options to us still, even though it doesn't feel like it. And I hope by showing my own personal progress, I can prove that, and hopefully, again, inspire people to not only reach what they want to do, but perhaps do it way better and being more impactful than I ever could. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you everyone for your support so far, and going forward there will be a lot more schizotypal videos for sure. But stick around and hopefully we can learn a little bit more about each other. Alright, see you guys.